Hi you guys, I'm back with a new video, and today I'm going to be making a soul food dinner. So to start, I'm going to be making some potato salad. I got probably about a good 4 pounds of potatoes here peeled and soaking in some water, and I'm going to go ahead and start cutting them up. So you be careful. Get your sharp knife, unlike myself. Cut them to about whatever size you want. I say probably around a 1/2 inch. It's good. Around this size is good for me. You can see it. Around that size. 1/2 inch to an inch. Well, not an inch, that's too big. Try to get them all around the same size also. Okay, I'm gonna continue doing these and I'll be back. Okay, I got the potatoes all cut up, and now I'm gonna put them in a pot of water. And make sure you start off with cold water, because if you dump the potatoes in hot boiling water, they'll go into shock and the texture won't be right for them. You want them to come up to temperature with the water. Oh, in case you're wondering, these are Idaho potatoes, but you can use whatever potatoes you like. Whatever you got on hand is perfect. Alright, once all the potatoes are in, you want to turn on your stove, of course, and start boiling them. I say once they get to boiling, maybe around 8 minutes, check them and see if they're the tenderness that you like. You want them to be fork tender, but you don't want them to be so tender that they fall apart and crumble as soon as you touch them, because we're not making mashed potatoes here. We need them to have a little bit of, well, we need to have some texture to them. So I'll be back. Okay, next, to go inside of the potato salad, I'm going to show you how to roast a bell pepper. Here I got a yellow bell pepper here, and for that you're going to need a gas stove to do this. So just turn it on high heat and just let it go. You're going to keep on roasting it until the skin gets black. Just keep on going. One thing I love about gas stoves, I'm able to roast on it directly. Yeah, you put it right on the burner. It's getting there. It's a big pepper, so it's taking a little while. Yeah, just keep an eye on it and rotate it until it's black all around. Got a little burnt, a little blackness. hold my phone too close. Not quite where I need it. Okay, yeah, just like that. And let it do that for each side. Yeah, go for each side. Yep. Okay, it's popping. But yeah, we want to char all the sides. Alright, I think we got enough charring on it now. And then once you're done charring all the sides to it, you just put it in a bowl. Put it in a bowl and put a cover on top. And just leave it there to sit in its own heat for 15 minutes. And once it gets soft, we'll peel off the charred skin. Alright, next up I'm going to do the eggs, and for that you need to start off with cold water. I'm going to teach you a trick for making a perfect boiled egg. You're going to start with cold water and then you drop the eggs in gently. I'm going to use 8 or 9, well I guess I'll go ahead and use 9, that's what I got left in this carton since I'm using a lot of potatoes. Put in cold water, and I put salt and vinegar inside this water. It's easier, make it easier to peel. And then you turn the stove on, and then once it gets to a boil, you turn it off and then you cover the eggs and leave them in there for 10 minutes, and then when they come out they'll be perfectly boiled. Because whenever you overcook eggs, you'll notice once you cut into them, the yolk will be real chalky and you'll see a green ring around it. That means it's been overcooked. But this way you won't see all that and they'll be perfect. Alright. Okay, the potatoes are ready. They're at the texture that I want them. Make sure they're fork tender, but not so soft that they just crumble away. It took probably about 8 minutes for this. 8 to 10 minutes. Just make sure you're checking it constantly. I'm trying to get one out so I can show you guys. See a fork? See, I can stick a fork in it and still hold its shape. That's the way I want it. Alright, I'm going to drain this. Okay, the eggs have started boiling, so I turned the fire off, and then you just cover it up. And you just leave it sitting there for 10 minutes and they'll come out perfect. Alright. Okay, the eggs are done, and now we're going to drain them. I want to show you an example of the egg. As you can see, there's no green ring inside of it. Perfectly cooked, not chalky. Alright, I'm going to get to cutting up the rest of these eggs and be right back. Okay, I got the eggs all chopped up and inside waiting. And next, I'm going to work on the bell pepper that we roasted earlier. So here it is. So all the skin is all black and stuff. And to do this, you just peel it off. It just comes right off with your hands. Or you can use a paper towel. Just don't run it under no water because that'll wash off all that good charred flavor that we got. Okay. See how easy it comes off? You gotta just run your fingers right over it. Okay. Right. Okay. Now we got it all peeled up. All we gotta do now is cut it up. That core out. It's a lot easier to get out than normal. Shake the seeds and water out. And just cut it. Really soft. We got a nice smoky flavor to it thanks to the charring. And just cut it up. I'm going to put this whole thing inside of the potato salad. And if you don't like bell pepper in your potato salad, you don't have to add this. I just like it because it's a nice flavor. I usually like to put onions in it too, but I'm not going to put onions in it today, but I use some onion powder. That'll give me the flavor I'm looking for. Okay, that's in. Go move this out the way. Hopefully my camera can get a good view. Alright, so now that's in, we're going to add some seasonings to it. Add some garlic powder. Add however much you want. I'm going to probably... Hold on, I gotta open up a new one. Okay, I add some garlic powder. Add however much you like. I'm probably gonna use about a tablespoon. Then I'm gonna add some onion powder. Same amount. Well, probably a little bit more than garlic powder. Just a little bit. Some fresh ground black pepper. About a teaspoon or yeah, even a tablespoon is fine. I like a lot of pepper. Okay. That's good. Some seasoned salt. Probably about a teaspoon of seasoned salt. You can add some more later if we have to. And we're going to put in some mustard. I'll start off with about a quarter cup, just to start. And mayo, I got this big jar right here. We're probably going to start off around half of it. Okay, that's half the jar right there. And stir it up. Mix well. Also, if you don't want to use mayo, I know some people don't really like mayo. I found a great substitute. You can use plain Greek yogurt. That'll work just as well. It tastes just like mayo, really. You pretty much got the same fat consistency, but it's a healthier version. So if you want to use that to try to be a little bit healthier with the dish, then go right ahead and use some plain yogurt. Greek yogurt. That shit ain't got no strawberries or blueberries or nothing in it, just plain Greek yogurt. That'll work just as fine. I use it a lot also. Like sometimes when I make sandwiches, I'll spread some Greek yogurt over it instead of mayo. And it's really good. Okay. Oh, you know what? I forgot one other thing. Make sure I got some. forgot some relish. I usually use dill relish, but I'm out, so I'm gonna use the sweet relish. It works fine. I don't like a whole lot of it though. Probably about a quarter cup. Especially if it's sweet. I'm not really crazy about a sweet one. Which I'm surprised I even have any in the house. Because I don't buy it. My husband probably bought it for something else. Probably hot dogs or something. Burgers. Keep on mixing. Just like my grandma used to make. Except my grandma, she didn't used to put in bell pepper. That's something I added. But she used to make some really good potato salad. But the thing is, she used to put a whole ton of relish in hers. And me and my mom used to tell her all the time not to put so much. It still was good. Okay. So since I added sweet relish, I'm not gonna put any sugar in it, but I might add a splash of vinegar. I'm gonna taste it first though. Alright, so let's get a taste in. It's not where I want it. I add some more relish in to sweeten it up. And some more mayo. Some more mustard. Just a little bit. Some more seasoned salt. It needs some salt bad. I'll put about a tablespoon of salt in there. Okay. Then we mix again. You know, taste it and make it to your liking. If you like a more salty one, then use more salt instead of all this sweet. If you like it more sweet, use more relish or add some sugar to the mix. I'm gonna let the relish be my sugar in this case, so if I want it more sweet, I'll just add more relish. Ooh, well, I'll tell you, this is a workout. Oh. Alright, let's taste this, see where we at. Still a little on the bland side. Add some more salt. Some more relish. And some more onion powder and garlic powder. And stir it up again. Okay, let's taste it again. Still not sweet enough. So I'm going to add some sugar to it. Let's start off with like about 2 tablespoons. 2 or 3 tablespoons. thought the relish was gonna be sweet enough, but I guess it's not. Maybe it's old. Ain't no telling how long it's been in there. Okay, let's taste it now. Tastes pretty good. Alright, I'm gonna leave it there. And we're gonna put this in the fridge to chill, and I'm gonna start on the next dish. Okay, the dish that we have up next is some Southern style green beans. And right now I got a whole pack of bacon that I cut up and I put in this pot to crisp them up. I actually got a pot and a pan. I split the job on it. So once this crisp up, we'll go to the next step. Okay, I got this first set of bacon crisped up, and I'm gonna go ahead and take it out, and I'm gonna add a whole yellow onion. Alright, it's out, and I got my onion here already chopped. Throw that in the mix. Keep that oil, you know, you're gonna use that to cook up the onion and flavor it. Alright, we're gonna let it do its thing. Okay, now that this bacon is crisped up, we're gonna take it out and we're gonna drain the grease off of it. But we're actually gonna need some grease for this. So the grease that the onion is cooking in, the bacon grease, we're gonna save that and add it to the dish. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this out and drain it. Damn. Sorry you guys, I thought I hit the record button, but I didn't. But I went ahead and added the bacon back, and then I added the onions and the oil that the onions are cooking in, the bacon grease. And I added a tablespoon and a half of butter to go in it. And then I used 6 cans of green beans. And I went with cans because that's the way my grandma used to make it. And it turned out pretty good every time. But if you want to use fresh, you can. That'll work also. And I added 2 chicken bouillon cubes, the soft kind, because that's the kind I like to buy. But you can use chicken stock if you don't have bouillon cubes. Just use chicken stock instead of the water from the green beans. I drained off 3 cans and I saved 3 cans of water from them. So to this, I'm going to add some garlic powder, some onion powder, and some pepper. Okay, some onion powder. Add however much you like. Garlic powder. Same, add as much as you like. And some pepper. Okay. I'm not gonna add any salt because the bacon is quite salty by itself. But at the end, oh yeah, also we got the chicken bouillon in there, and that's salty too. But at the end, we're gonna taste it and see if it needs salt. You know, adjust it to your taste. I'll give this a stir, and we're gonna let this boil. Now here's the thing with this. Depending on how long you cook it, like if you cook this for a long time, the taste is gonna be fantastic. But you know, when you cook vegetables for a long time, you lose a lot of nutrients. And if you cook it for a short time, it'll be good, just not quite as good, but it'll have more nutrients. So it just depends on what you want to do. Usually they cook this for like an hour. You know, an hour in green beans, it ain't gonna be no nutrients left. But it's gonna taste fantastic. So however you want to do it, that's the way you do it. Okay? Alright, I'm about to get started on the next dish. I'm gonna let this go for maybe 30 minutes, maybe longer, depending on how good it is. But we'll see. I'll let you guys know. I'm gonna get started on the next dish. Okay, up next we're gonna fry up some chicken. And here I got some thighs and some drums. And some of them are skinless, some of them are skin on. But I had seasoned them earlier and soaked them in some buttermilk. It's best to soak them in buttermilk overnight, or at least 8 hours. But once you soak them for however long you can, you make sure you drain them and get all the buttermilk off. And then we're gonna make a batter for it actually. So let's get right to it. Alright, we're gonna get on to making this batter. And for this, you're gonna need 2 cups of flour. You're gonna need 3 eggs, which I already have in a bowl. I'm gonna need some pepper. And some salt. But in this case, I'm gonna use Tony's Saturated Creole seasoning. It got salt in it, and it's really good. Use about a tablespoon. Then we're gonna go with our Old Reliables onion powder. As much as you like. Some garlic powder. As much as you like. And to kick it up a little bit, we're gonna put some ground red pepper in there. Maybe about a teaspoon of it. And then we're gonna use some club soda. Yep. Use 2 cups of club soda. That's 1 cup. And 2 cups. Okay, and give that a mix. We want this batter to be pancake batter consistency. Okay. I'm gonna get done mixing this, and then we're gonna set up our assembly line. Okay, now we got our assembly line set up. For that, we're gonna need a chicken that was soaked in buttermilk. We got some plain flour. We got our batter we just made, and we got some flour that we seasoned, which I use the same stuff I used in the batter, except I added a packet of Sazon and some Sazon Total Complete Seasoning. Add some of that to it. Alright, let's get started. Now don't judge me because I got these grocery bags. I be saving a ton of them, so I be using them for stuff like this. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. But first off, let's get that seasoned bag well mixed. Okay, I'm gonna take our chicken. Put in the plain white flour. That way the batter can stick to it. You have to add flour first. Shake it off. Dip it in the batter. Make sure all the excess drips off. Then we're going to put in the seasoned flour. Give it a little shaky shake. That's it. Okay. Then I'm going to do a couple more pieces like this, and then we're going to drop it into our oil that we have heating up behind us. I use corn oil. It's more healthier. Go with corn oil. Alright, see you at the stove. Alright, we got our chicken. There's hot oil, and we're going to drop it in. Alright, and we're going to let this cook until it gets golden brown and start floating to the top. It should be about, that's a boneless piece, so probably about 10 minutes, at most 15. Alright. Alright, my chicken is done. It's golden brown and it's floating to the top. I'm just putting this strainer back here that I got some paper towels in, catching it at excess oil. Take this piece out. Man, look at this chicken. This shit's so beautiful. Shoot, fuck a Popeyes. Come and get some Lando's chicken. I need to go and open me up a chicken restaurant. But this is the boneless pieces, the boneless thighs that I had. These took probably about 10, 11 minutes. With the bone-in piece, it'll probably take you 15 minutes. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and plate this up and show you the final result. And here's the final product. We got the potato salad. I topped it off with a little paprika. We got the southern green beans with the bacon. We got the roll that I made in the previous video, the sweet dinner roll. And we got the fried chicken. Alright, so make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll be back with a new video soon. And thank you guys for watching. Bye.